UFC 306 only has 10 fights, but that hasn't stopped us from finding our spots, placing our bets, and making money. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks. I'm going to give you my bets for Noche UFC. Before we do that, let's take a look at last week. Last week was another week in a very long line of successful weeks. If you just watch this free video every week, you made some money. If you're a premium member and you've gone to WeWantPicks.com and you've clicked Become a Member, you made even more money, a ton of money. In fact, because it wasn't just last week that we crushed, pay-per-views in general and events in general this year have been wildly successful. If I look specifically at pay-per-views, Jakey Boy and I have been up 7 of the 9 pay-per-views in all of 2024. We have a 78% win percentage in 2024 on pay-per-views. We have given you over 12 units across 9 pay-per-views and a 12% return on investment. Premium membership for pay-per-views has done nothing but pay for itself multiple times over. You can unlock all of our picks, all of our bets, our tools, and more right now. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's freaking $10 for an entire month, and the proof has been in the pudding. It's not just copy-paste bets, though. We give you tools. One of those tools is the Prop Hunter, a curated set of data specifically designed to help you find prop bets. Another tool is the Line Movement Tracker. This is going to give you the opening odds, the current odds, the win probability, and the line movement for every fighter on every card. And alas, it's only $10 for an entire month. Here are all 4 events that you are going to get if you sign up right now. An entire month is going to get you UFC 306. It's going to get you UFC Paris. It's going to get you UFC 307 and UFC Vegas 98. 4 events, 2 pay-per-views, $10 a month, only $2.50 an event. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. There's your pitch. If you're not a premium member at this point, it absolutely is insane. It's paid for itself a gazillion times over, and it's basically free. Let's talk about this actual card, though. If we look at some favorites and some dogs, basically every fighter is on this list because there are only 10 fights on this card. I have represented 8 of those 10 fights here. If we look at confident favorites, obviously Raul Rosas Jr. He got himself into a little bit of trouble in his last fight, but he survived. He made it work, and this should be more of the same. He should be able to come forward, get the takedowns, win this fight, and those odds are priced accordingly. Yasmin Yaryui. She's literally better everywhere in that fight. She's the better striker, the more technical striker. She could even be the better grappler. My only concern is her chin, because her opponent is going to come out guns blazing, and I've seen Yasmin be chinned before, literally in person, but I think she will be fine. I think she wins this fight pretty confident. I'm also very confident in Diego Lopez, and I know that's a controversial take because a lot of people are loving Brian Ortega in this matchup. I just think Diego Lopez is too young, too dangerous, too good of a grappler, too durable, too fat, all of those things. And yes, Brian Ortega is also insanely durable, but Brian's striking is not very good. His grappling is excellent, but so is Diego's. So I think Diego Lopez is just going to show that sort of age matters. Years on your body matter. And while Brian Ortega is not the oldest fighter on the roster, he's been through some shit. That guy has been in some wars. His last fight, he got the absolute piss beaten out of him until his opponent gassed and he remained tough and he got it done. I love Brian Ortega. I love his durability. I love everything he brings into the octagon, but I do think there's a changing of the guard here, and I think Diego Lopez gets it done. And Alexa Grasso. Very confident in Alexa Grasso here. They have fought twice already. Alexa finished her in the first fight, almost finished her in the second fight. The only real gap in those fights has been Valentina's ability to wrestle and to take Alexa down. We saw that gap close in their second fight, and I think it's going to close even further, and I think Alexa gets this done. If you look at some solid underdogs, I think Ignacio Bahamondes is a very good underdog. He's fighting a very good opponent, but his opponent relies on his reach and his length to get some stuff done, where Ignacio is 6'3" at this weight class. He's longer, he's taller, he's had the better slate of competition, he's dangerous everywhere. I think Ignacio Bahamondes is the better fighter and gets it done. Norma Dumont, similar situation. She's fighting a very good fighter. She's fighting a dangerous striker in Irene Aldana, but I think Norma Dumont is just too big, too durable, does too good of a job slowing the pace and keeping the fight where she wants to keep it. In this situation, I think she's going to close the distance, get this fight against the cage, potentially drag Irene Aldana to the mat. Norma Dumont is my straight up pick, not just like a good underdog. Esteban Ribovics, plus 185. I think Esteban Ribovics wins this fight. Now, this is a razor thin fight. The fact that these odds are this far apart are crazy to me. I know people love Daniel Zellhuber. I get it. He looked impressive in his last fight. But Esteban Ribovics is very good. He's very well-rounded. He can wrestle. He can strike. He can point strike. He can strike with power. He mixes things up. He changes his directions. He changes his striking cadence. Esteban Ribovics is very good, and I think he flat out wins this fight, let alone at these insane odds. And lastly, Merab. I picked Sean O'Malley. I'm on the Sean O'Malley side. But Merab could absolutely win this fight. I have no money on this fight because, to me, these odds are about right. You give the champ a little bit of a boost for being the champ. We watched him knock out a grappler. But Merab could just come forward with non-stop pressure, non-stop energy, and this could look like the Jose Aldo fight. So even if Sean O'Malley's takedown defense holds up, he's against the cage the whole time and loses the decision. Either way, Merab is a great underdog. I'm not betting on him because I don't think he wins, and I don't bet on people that I don't think win, regardless of the odds. But if you're on the Merab side and you're confident he blows through, well then plus money is great here because Merab opened as a favorite and the money just flipped in the last couple of weeks. If we take a look at my actual bets, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of them. I am filming this early. Normally I film these on Fridays, but I'm filming this early. So there are more bets to come. I will be placing more bets that are not on this slide. So if you're not a premium member, become one so you can see the rest of my bets. You can see all of Jacob's and everything else that we do. WeWantPicks.com, click become a member. But as of right now, I have a lot of bets. I have 6 bets, but not a ton of units. I don't like to be overly exposed to any fighter. I don't want to double dip. I'm not tent-poling multiple parlays with the same people because that's how you end up in trouble. What I've done is find some spots that I trust. Again, we only have 10 fights. And somebody like me who doesn't take one fighter and put him in 5 different parlays, I have to be very careful with my diversity set here. We got Esteban Ribovics. I just walked through why I think he wins. You get a little bit better odds on him today. I only put a quarter of a unit because my plan was a quarter of a unit on the money line, then another quarter on the plus 3.5. But the plus 3.5 is favorite money. So what that tells you is the bookmakers think this is a close fight and think Esteban can win one single round because that's what buying points means. But for some reason, he's a plus 180 dog, plus 185 right now. Diego Lopez, I just walked through all of that as well. I threw a full unit on him. I threw a unit on him in his last fight when he was supposed to fight Brian Ortega the first time. He was only minus 150 then. He is now more expensive, which is a bit surprising because since then, we saw Diego fight. We saw him lose a 3rd round. I've just erased that from my memory. I don't think it matters because the reality is, in his last time out, he had a short notice opponent as well. He went through all the ups and downs of a dropped fight, a last minute change, weight class movement, all sorts of chaos. So yes, he won 2 rounds. He lost 1. I'm still very confident in Diego. Alexa Grasso, for all the reasons I mentioned, I got a better odds on her than you're going to get this minute. But the reality is Alexa Grasso is closing the gap. Valentina Shevchenko, when they fought the first time, was the best version of herself. She's been the best version of herself for a little while now. She's not improving. She's maintaining her status as one of the best fighters on planet Earth. But somebody as young and somebody this early in their journey as a champion, as Alexa Grasso, is improving every single fight. We have seen the improvements with our own eyes. She got completely out-wrestled in the first fight. In the second fight, she defended more takedowns and got a takedown of her own. In the second fight, she dropped Valentina. I think Alexa Grasso has closed all the gaps and wins this fight and almost makes it look easy. Then I've got a little bit of a plus money round over with the Raul Rosas and Aoriqileng. Raul Rosas is not like this wild, prolific animal. He's not Isaac Dolgarian, where he's going to come in at 1,000,000 miles per hour, pick you up, slam you to the ground, and just rain down strikes. That's not him. He is going to take you down. And then he's going to work for position. He's going to get control. He takes his time. I don't think he's going to spark somebody with the durability, spark somebody with the experience as Aoriqileng. I think Raul wins. I'm very confident that he wins. But this may go later into the second round, potentially even the third. Then I took the Norma Dumont and the Irene Aldana over 2.5, and I parlayed it with the co-main event over 4.5. I only put a half a unit on that. And that's because I'm not worried about the Dumont Aldana side. I am worried about that co-main event. Alexa Grasso could finish Valentina Shevchenko. She did it once in the first fight. She almost did it again in the second fight. And if I'm buying my own narrative of the gap is closing, who's to say she won't do it in the third? So I do think it likely goes to a decision. I think we get a third fight that looks exactly the same as the second one, except Alexa's going to be a little faster on the punch, a little bit better at defending a few takedowns. So I think Alexa wins a decision here. But I'm only putting a half a unit on that parlay. And then we have the safety parlay. For pay-per-views, the safety parlay, bingo, bongo, stability, chongo. How was I going to finish that rhyme? I don't know how I was going to finish that rhyme. Not bingo, bongo, cash your ticket, ongo. No, none of those work. Either way, for pay-per-view specifically, that safety parlay reigns supreme. If you unlock premium membership, you're going to get it for 4 cards that I walked you through. All my bets, all Jacob's bets, and everything else that we do. If we take a close look at Jacob's bets, I'm going to give you a couple of these for free. The rest you're going to have to pay for, and he is on an absolute heater. His underdog lock of the week is Esteban Ribovics, but he has been very clear. This is a razor-thin fight, and finding a dog on this card was very hard. So he doesn't have that same level of confidence as on Esteban Ribovics as he did last week on Chris Padilla. So do what you want with that information, but be cautious. Just because you pick somebody doesn't mean it's a guarantee. We're riding high off last week. He's riding high on one of the best underdog picking streaks in the history of this sport. He has picked Esteban Ribovics here, but we should have some perspective there. He also picked and bet on Sean O'Malley as an underdog. He was very clear he was going to make Sean O'Malley his lock of the week again, but he flipped to full-blown favorite, and you guys would throw a temper tantrum. He's got 2 units there, and he's got a bunch of other bets that are available for premium members. He has a little bit less than 9 units on the board right now, brings back almost 19 units. There are more coming. We haven't even hit the weigh-ins yet. We don't even have all the prop bets available yet. So if you do want to unlock everything when they come in, WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. And guys, there's a bunch of free money available to you right now. Bet Openly is giving you $250 free dollars, or at least they're letting you enter a contest where you could win $250. It costs $0 to enter this contest. And the only thing you do is click the link in the description of this video. It's going to make you use a code to enter the contest. The code is WWP. You don't need to have a penny, not 1 penny. All you're doing is picking 5 fights, just picking the winner of 5 fights. And if you have the best 5 picks, you win $250. It costs $0 to enter. You don't need to make a deposit. No catch, no nonsense. Just go to the link in the description for Bet Openly. Use promo code WWP to enter that contest. And if you lose, who gives a shit? It costs you nothing. And if you win, you can win $250. 0 catches, 0 strings. Use the link in the description to enter that contest. Here is a closer look at what we have done on pay-per-view, specifically if you become a premium member today. Not only are you going to unlock UFC 306, but UFC 307 is in 2 weeks. You will unlock that as well. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It is $10 freaking an entire month. Here's all the events you will get in that entire month, and we will send you $50. The only thing you need to do to get $50 from us is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Use our affiliate link to sign up and make a deposit with any of the sportsbook affiliates, and we'll send you $50 as a thank you. Good luck this weekend. This feels like a really easy card that could go sideways very, very fast. My word of caution to you every week is don't overly expose yourself. I hate when I see I had so-and-so in 6 parlays and he blew it. Don't do it. Become a premium member.